Okay, welcome to the Alaska Native class, and this is one of many of the PowerPoints that you'll be looking at that's been narrated. So one of the things that's expected of you this semester is some kind of research project. But the good news is that you have many options for this. And I'm not sure why that picture came out the way it did, but you get the picture. No pun intended. Okay. So one thing you can do if you don't want to do your standard research paper, you can do a service learning project. So what's a service learning project? Well, in academia, that's just another word for volunteer. So you can volunteer 8 hours or more at an Alaska Native agency. The catch with that is that I have to verify your hours, so you need to hand something in or scan to me your hours on letterhead signed by someone of that agency. And the other thing is, even if you worked all summer for Alaska Native agency or if you work for one now, that's not going to count for volunteering. So it's going to have to be something during the semester. Okay, what else do you have to do? At the end of the semester, you're going to be required to do a PowerPoint for the class or a research paper, not a research paper, but a paper explaining what you did and how you did it. And so if you look at these slides, this will tell you everything that you need on your PowerPoint. It talks about the goals of the agency, why did you pick that place, some of the things that happened to you, what did you learn about Alaska Natives. The other thing is that you also have to do a little bit more and talk about what kind of stereotypes you had before you started your volunteer work. How does this agency's work impact the larger community, and how has it contributed to your understanding of anthropology and Alaska Natives? Now, what you're going to find is with a lot of agencies, they're not going to want you to take pictures of the clientele or of the facility. That's okay. A lot of times you can get pictures from online. If it's working with Alaska Native elders, you can just find generic pictures of Alaska Native elders. And so here are just a few in Anchorage. So you have Cook Inlet Tribal Council, the Alaska Native Medical Center, South Central Foundation, the Pathways Home, Rural CAP, the Alaska Native Heritage Center. And there's AFN, Alaska Federation of Natives. If you do live in this area, the AFN convention occurs every year at the end of October. So that's something they always need help with. If you're not in the Anchorage area, that's fine. Just find a place. And with all of these projects, be it a research paper, work-based learning, art project, whatever, you do have to get it pre-approved by me first. So that way we'll make sure that there's no issues or problems. So anyway, first choice, service learning. You could just do a regular research paper. If you do, look at the syllabus. It's 8 to 10 pages. APA, or the American Psychological Association style format. And there you can see all kinds of topics. You're not restricted to those topics. As we go through the semester, if there's something you want to do it on, that's great. It needs a bibliography. Like if you look at the third one down, it says the role of disease. Well, that's based on the book Chills and Fevers, which has to do with the history of disease in Alaska, but it has a lot of information about how disease impacted Alaska Natives. So the sky's the limit with that one. Again, just make sure that you get it pre-approved by me first. Okay, you can also do art projects. The art projects that you're seeing are ones that I now have at my house that were done by students. The catch with the art projects is that I'm going to have to be able to see them like in person, so you're not going to be able to do it if you're not in the Anchorage office, or excuse me, in the Anchorage area. The other thing is that I do have the option of buying them. The way that works is a lot of times students end up spending sometimes a little, sometimes a lot of money. Sometimes they'll donate it to the class, but if not, you can give a price to the item, and then if I want to buy it, I do have the first option for it. And we could talk about that more as we go. So what you're seeing here is a button blanket just made of felt, but as you can see, it was done in a really good manner, and she just used regular buttons and glue. You can see how some of them have fallen off. I've had a lot of these for years, but this is of a raven. This one is one of my all-time favorites. This is from the 1990s when I taught this class. And it's supposed to be a replica of a Yupik mask. And so the idea is that you have the central topic or item in the middle, excuse me, on this computer, and then you have all kinds of stuff that affect the story around the outskirts. Well, this was supposed to be about someone's cabin in the woods and about a wolf that lived nearby. And of course, I love it because it looks more like... Here you see a replica of Shempete's necklace. Shempete was an Athabascan elder in this area. Of course, his necklace was made of shell, but a student just used regular plastic beading. This is another replica of a Yupik mask. This was done with paper mache, actual tree limbs, and the hands are made of wood. This is a killer whale that was done in stained glass. Again, some of these have been around for years, and parts of the glass have fallen out, but they're still in my house. This is one of my all-time favorites. This is a big moose painting with an Aleut hunting hat. This is copying the style of an Aleut painter who's pretty famous. And so anyway, this just gives you some of the ideas that people have done. People have done cuss books. People have done beading projects. People have done drums that are painted. So the sky's the limit. If you don't want to do an art project, I've had teachers in the class who have done lesson plans. I've had students make movies. So you're limited by your imagination. And this is, like I said, I have no problem with research papers, but if you don't want to do a research paper, this is a chance for you to use your creativity. And if you don't know, the art projects usually take longer than the actual research papers, but that's up to you. So if you have any questions, get a hold of me, and then again, all of these have to be pre-approved.